I've always wondered if glass coffins would be a good idea, but remains to be seen. What's going on, YouTube? It is the month of September, and there's a lot of little good things to go over. We got an amazing event. We've got some huge economic changes that will definitely leave a lasting impact on the ESO economy. So we're going to talk about all the little bits and bobs and things that you should be doing during the month of September to either maximize your gameplay, maximize your time with the events, or just get a general understanding of, hey, here's what's going on. And if I cannot sell you on anything else, you guys have always wondered, Jake, where can I get your personality? Well, it is in the store. If you want to get my personality, you can buy it right now for, 800 crowns? 800 crowns. So what better place to start us off than talking about the old Undaunted event? So, obviously, right now the Undaunted event is live. Started today on Thursday, depending on when you're watching this video. Hello, thanks for watching. And the biggest takeaway of this event is not only that you can farm dungeons to get really rare opal pages, but you can also help fill out your sticker books for your dungeons. Just dungeons, not arenas, not anything else, not trials, dungeons. It's very specific to that. It's very specific to the Undaunted, and the Undaunted are very specific to that, dungeon type group, unfortunately. It would be cool if they started to include some other things, but unfortunately, it's just specific to that. So yesterday we talked about sets and things that are good to farm during this event, but the other thing that I wanted to kind of highlight too is not only, they also have the ability to get some of these shoulder pieces. Now, you could see how many of these little bad mamma jammas there are, and this is what's important. All of these have a chance to roll every time you buy this one key piece. So, by opening these, you not only have a chance to get the mercenary motive pages, which are oogles of money, but you also have a chance to randomly get these, which are going to be selling for some good money. I always suggest that people buy the one key version of these, and the actual assortment of things will be slightly different between vendors. I would try to focus on ones that you generally want more. I am a huge fan of utilizing this vendor here. She has all the DLC ones. The DLC ones are generally newer, therefore they've been out less period of time, therefore they're worth more because people don't have them. So I really like utilizing this one here, plus all the shoulders she has is for the DLC dungeons, which means, hey, you're probably going to get something that you don't have because there's a lot of DLC shoulders, and then one day you'll probably need to use those shoulders, and boom, you'll already have it. Next, we're going to talk about our just general list of little good things that will be selling throughout the month. This is my general list. This is on my Discord page in a more nicely and beautiful format. You guys are able to view this document, but this is always just a good reference sheet because people are always like, Jake, what sells? This is everything that'll sell. But I try to highlight specific pieces on here because some pieces are going to sell at better rates during different times. Because if there's a PvP event, for example, people are going to be buying PvP items. If it's a PvE event, people will be buying PvE items, and vice versa for other types of events as well. So what is going to be selling well during our Undaunted celebration event? For consumables, probably not a whole lot of anything specific, but generally a lot of these things will be selling because people will be farming hard mode, so they will be using, your end game type consumables, spell power, weapon power, pots, even tri-stat potions. People will be using, lots of different foods as well, your clockwork, citrus fillets, Artem, pickled fistbowl, Orzogol's haunch, all the little things will be selling, not in any specific capacity because PvE consumables sometimes are just whatever people want to use, and 4-man content can be very picky because some people just use whatever's cheap just to have a little extra stat boost. Sometimes people are farming hard modes, they're using the best in slot foods. That's a little bit cattywampus. Even XP pots is a little bit of an interesting shout. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people returning to ESO to participate in this event, so there could be some XP pots as well to kind of go along in there. Will there be any overland sets that will be selling decently well? And this is where it's a little hard to say. So, for example, there's obviously a lot of PvE sets on here, but not necessarily people will be going out and getting any of these sets because, for example, we look at something like Mother Sorrow, right? Mother of Sorrow is a decently good PvE set, but the people that need Mother of Sorrow probably already have it. And because it's not the best in slot thing, I don't think people are going to necessarily be flocking to go purchase it. So this is not going to be a month, in my opinion, to sell sets. Also, if we take into consideration the biggest problem with the ESO market right now, which is, hey, you can't gift crowns. And that might seem like such a mundane little, like, oh no, those little rapscallions took away our crown gifting. Well, it's a problem for the ESO economy because crown gifting was a notorious gold sink for endgame players who were just trying to basically, gamble their gold away and kind of give it to newer players. Now they're really going to be, kind of affecting the economy. I don't want to say negatively, but there'll be different changes. So the other negative connotation to this too is that a lot of guild leaders, you have to remember too that there's hundreds of guild traders inside of ESO. Each one requires you basically to bid on it on a weekly basis. Millions upon millions of gold, probably even over 1 billion gold, especially definitely on PC over 1 billion gold, is removed from the economy each week from those guild traders. And a lot of times, like if a guild, leader was like, man, I don't have enough gold, to fill this difference, we haven't raised enough through different activities and whatnot, they would just sell crowns. Well, now they can't do that. So now they have to desperately try to get easy gold from other places. So a lot of easy kind of AFK type methods might be, converting some of their AP or farming these overland sets. And I don't think the market is going to be able to keep up. I could see certain items being flooded onto the market. Even consumables, I could see, guild leaders, starting to like unload craft bags, start to unload different things to make sure that they can maintain themselves during this time period. Because a lot of them would just be like, all right, well, I'll just sell, my ESO plus crowns, or I might buy, a gold or a crown pack and then just sell that on to some guild mates, use that for guild bids. Well, now you can't do that. So that's going to have, I think, the most repercussions on the economy. A couple other things, too, we'll talk about. Just a fun little side note, too. You can now buy the actual, elite gear vendor PvP stuff at the Cyrodiil main gates, but you have to pay an extra 8,000 AP to do that. I don't know why they did that. I would still recommend that you go to the city that's assigned to it. I don't know why they did that, except they gave an easy option to like, hey, if you don't want to have to go there, you could just go buy it right here. But if you don't want to do that, just buy it with gold from a vendor. So, unique decision. Are there any sets here that I think will be selling well? Obviously, we did have our big patch update. So, are there any sets that really jump out to me? Not really, although I do think that some sets might do better in this current meta. I think that Curse Eater is actually one to highlight for PvP non-Cyrodiil as a really good kind of option. I even think Rallying Cry is another good option. The problem with Rallying Cry is it's been out for so long, a lot of people already have it, but it is a great set. Imperial Cities, also the Trove Scamps are now going to be dropping a lot of sets as well, so things like Powerful Assault won't be as guaranteed to be a easy kind of gold farm for people who are converting Televar, so just kind of keep that in mind as well as we kind of talk about these things. Craftable sets, these will always just be decent. A little caveat here, so it looks like a new meta set, I should honestly even add this here, is Dragon's Appetite. It seems to be used significantly highly on PC for PvP meta sets. I don't necessarily know if the ESO console meta will shake out that way, but it is doing exceptionally well over there. Treasure maps are just always a general good thing. I have a video on treasure maps that I probably will update here too. Motifs, very important. You could be getting all sorts of dungeon motifs throughout this entire Undaunted event, and it's important that you don't just assume that they're worthless, because a lot of times the only way you can get a guaranteed motif from a dungeon is by doing it on hard mode. So there's usually lower drop rates for these things. If the dungeon's not been out for a while, well, the motive probably has a decent value to it. So always just make sure that you're checking on those things. Materials, this is a biggin. So constantly I'm asked, when the ESO economy, has a lot of rich people and not a lot of new returning players, what happens to certain prices? And the biggest price change that you'll notice is with mundane runes and heartwood. Those are the two key pieces to the ESO economy that will skyrocket in price, because a lot of players that are new will pick up these mundane runes, heartwood, etc., and go, oh, pray tell, I have picked up something that a lot of endgame players want, I shall sell it. Well, when you have a slower stream of those new players, or you have a lot of ESO players with a lot of gold that they can't dump on crowns, and they're like, well, I want to start, now instead of buying crown furnishings, I might craft my own, which you can do. Basically, every furniture piece in the crown store you can craft, but it costs, materials. They'll start doing that, but then that's going to pull all of those heartwoods and mundane runes out of the economy. So if you're looking to sell materials, that's the way to do it, and you can make a lot of gold doing that. Companion gear is another always really good kind of option. Obviously, we have a lot of companions these days. That's just a good option. Writ books, fortunately, with the Zenthar event no longer doing the previous iteration of itself, I don't foresee them retaining a lot of their previously held value. But, the writ voucher items I do think will always still do decently well. So that's at least a positive if you're looking to sell like those crafted set stations and then furniture pieces. It's always a bit hard to know what furniture pieces are worth selling, so I never know what exactly to suggest. I generally suggest things like lights, statues, display cases. I always think that those are the easy kind of go-to items, but even things like beds, walls, structures, I think those are also really good options as well if you're looking to sell straight furniture. It's also how many days since ESO has been out and you still can't sit on this bench. Can't sit on here, you can't sit on the bench. Why? But thank you guys so much again for watching. It's obviously always enjoyable to go over the month with you. I try to always talk about the important things, but as did that guy just get up for? He's not an NPC. You can't. Can you sit on this bench? Incredible. My whole outlook on the day has changed. Anywho, my cat wants my attention and your attention here to remind you about the giveaway drawing. We're doing 3 giveaway drawings, same as last month. 1 random like, 1 random subscriber. We are so close to 16,000. And 1 random word we flashed upon the screen last month. It was banana. So if you comment the random word first, that will have an audio cue in case you're just an audio listener. That way you can kind of cue in something's going on. You will win. And if you are the winners on screen, make sure to reach out to me as soon as you can on Discord. And I want to thank you guys again for watching. I hope these videos are helpful. Tomorrow we got the Golden Vendor video, obviously. And then the weekend we'll have a little mixture of Bethesda, type videos, ESO videos, maybe mixed with another Starfield video, maybe mixed with a live stream. You guys definitely liked the live stream. Open to suggestions, though. Want to thank you guys again, and have a great September. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
I feel like I said all the important things in the post outro, except my cat has been very needy during this video. She's like, give me attention. I need it right now. This is big lightning storm earlier. She was very scared. Now she's like, very back to being curious and I don't know, affectionate or nosy or something. I don't know. She just wants to speak to her peoples, which is all of you watching. That's what it is. But thank you guys again. I love you, and I'll catch you later. Peace.